Never. Hello. Welcome to the Dancing Oracle. And I don't know if you can see in the background here, but my goddesses are here. My dear goddesses are here to join me for a really special Zoom workshop on healing, loving self-care rituals to do at bath time, because rituals are so, so important to nurture our heart. And it's February, it's the month that we're celebrating love. And along with looking for a soulmate or enriching your relationships, you also need to do something for yourself, something loving. And what I'm going to show you tonight not only feels really loving for yourself, but there's different ways I'm going to show you if you want to attract love, particularly if you want with the bath tonic, if you want to attract love, and as well as express care for yourself. Because you know what? And I know one of you who is in the workshop tonight, we talked about this morning. When you keep giving out so much because you love everyone around you and they're in crisis, and you're giving all your love and running yourself ragged, your body is going to have illness in some manner in the area. Usually, if it's a nurturing area in the breast, if it's another type of nurturing in the heart, it's going to have illness there because your soul is trying to tell you, please take care of yourself. Please, please, please. I'm not giving you this illness or disease as punishment. I'm trying to get you to listen to me. That's what your soul is doing. So before you even have to get to that point, these are just simple things that will become a ritual. They're not a product. We can think of them as products. That's how we tend to think of things, right? When it comes to beauty and bath. But we have to start changing the mindset and think of it as a ritual, as a sacred time for yourself. Okay? All right. So the first thing is the ingredients. All right. I'm going to make a little bath kit, right? And I like so that no matter how busy you are, you can have 15 minutes. If you've got 15, 20 minutes to put what we're going to make into a hot tub. So if you're running after the kids or you're corralling up parents or whatever, even some of you are doing both, corralling up kids and parents, and you can just find 15, 20 minutes to yourself, start that bath tap, have this ready to put in there, light a candle, bring yourself a cup of tea, and do it. All right. So the first thing you need is a nice little jar. I got a mason jar. I like this. The next ingredient is optional, is a rose quartz to put inside the jar. Okay. And you need some type of oil. I prefer coconut oil for this purpose. We need something because we're going to store this to put our next ingredient, essential rose oil, in. Okay. And and this will keep it fresh. It won't evaporate on the salt, so you'll have it nice for when you have your bath, for your ritual bath. Now, you have two more ingredients which are optional, and I'll talk about them and what their uses are. One is cinnamon. Let me just do it like a little big. Cinnamon essential oil, cinnamon leaf. Now, if you don't have cinnamon essential oil, you could put some cinnamon bark in here, okay? And frankincense. All right, so we have frankincense. Another frankincense. All right. And this is another frankincense I have. So this one is less expensive. This one I use for my bath because it's going to just go down the drain. And this one from Young Living I use for my body, right? So we're making a bath mixture and we're making a body mixture. And then you need, I have to show the label for the people who are watching from other countries and have to use pink Himalayan salt, right? Which, looks like this, the same kind you use for the table, right? Same thing, okay? And Epsom salt, all right? Okay, so I'm gonna just bring the camera down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so we've got our jar. Now, I'm gonna talk about the properties of the ingredients so that you can decide how much of an ingredient you want in there. Now, I'm going to be generous, which, you need at least a half a cup in a bath if you want to relax the muscles, right? If you want to relax the muscles, let me just grab this open. If you want to relax your muscles, you need a decent amount of Epsom salt, which has magnesium in it. And the magnesium will drain out the lactic acid that gets trapped in your muscles from overworking them. It's a toxin. It acts like a toxin in your body and it builds up. And a lot of times people are going to a chiropractor or getting massages, which are both wonderful things. But my chiropractor said, I love seeing you, you know that, but you wouldn't need to come to me as often if you just took an Epsom salt bath. And the next thing we want to do is put in our coconut oil, all right? So we just need like a little tiny bit of it. The coconut oil, I like coconut oil because it smells so good. It's so nice. But if you don't have coconut oil, you can use pretty much any oil. We're only trying an oil that's thick like this is better, that solidifies, because we're going to wrap the essential oil in it to store it, okay? So I'm going to put this inside like this, right? And then, because this is all about nurturing the heart, oh, this smells so good. Look, rose essential oil. The reason we're doing this are two reasons for the bath, right? So one is the aromatherapy aspect. It goes and it affects you. When you smell roses, it changes how you feel inside emotionally and mentally. Just the scent of this flower, it will relax you. They've done studies. It helps with anxiety. It changes how you feel. Vibrationally, it's really important. All right. So how much do you put in? Knowing that there's two main reasons. One is vibration, one is the aromatherapy aspect. Vibrationally, you only need a drop. I've been working with essential oils for about 25 years on a regular basis. And it's been my experience that when it comes to vibration, you only need a little, like a little tiny, tiny bit. You could even have an empty bottle and just swirl it in the water, and that would work vibrationally. Just so you know, it's very similar to homeopathy, like you don't need a whole lot. But for the aromatherapy aspect, put as much as you want, you know? So I'm making sure that I put it in the oil. Let me show you. I'm making sure that I put it in the oil, right? That the oil is acting like a little cup. And I'm just going to do rose, but I'm going to tell you about two other ingredients, depending what you want to do for your bath. If you're trying to attract love, cinnamon. So you would add cinnamon is brings in abundance. Yeah. Now you could just put a cinnamon stick, but if you can find cinnamon oil, then you would put the cinnamon oil in, just put a drop, right? Just put a drop. And then if you're really going through a hard time where you feel like you've run yourself ragged, or you're around a lot of toxic people. So if that level of needing self-love is more like, and it may not be like, it could be toxic people that mean you harm, but it could also, or don't, or they're clueless. They could be clueless. Or it could just be you're in a situation where you're bombarded by people who are sick, like maybe in a hospital or a nursing home, where you just take on, if you're an empathic person, you take on all the sorrow of other people. Definitely use frankincense. And you don't need much because we're not doing this for the aromatherapy effect, the frankincense. It's for the vibration. Okay? Frankincense is a very, very ancient um, resin, from the tree. So, and it used to be as valuable as gold because it really helps people. Now, the next thing you want to put in is you want to finish with a nice layer of Himalayan sea salt. All right. And put your rose quartz on top. Okay. And if you want to make it really special and you don't mind the extra cleanup, you can put some rose petals in. So this was a fancy bottle that I got when I was doing the mermaid retreats in Cape May. And I'm just breaking it open. I just realized, oh my God, I haven't opened this yet because I had other rose. Oh, I had other rose. So I'm going to put some of this in on the top. See how beautiful that is? Now, this smells amazing. Mmm. And look how beautiful. Just look how beautiful. What does that say about how you feel about yourself, right? What does that say about how do you feel about yourself? You made yourself this, right? And this is something that you could make a much larger amount. and have it ready, maybe 6 months worth. But this is one bath. This is one bath worth right here. Okay. And it's ready for you. It's absolutely ready for you. Now, I got these fancy edible rose petals. I can put these in my tea, so I can add them to chamomile tea to relax at night, or with my bath, right? Or if I like lately I've been drinking another black tea with rose petals in it, edible rose petals. But since you're just doing this for the bath, and I already used my other stash of rose petals up, I get them at the Indian grocery stores, because the Hindu Indian grocery stores have big bags of rose petals really inexpensively. This was a fortune for this little thing. So this cost about 20 times more than the non-edible temple rose petals that you can just put in the bath. And what's nice is if you get the rose petals that are made for the Hindu temples, you know that there's a sacred intention. There's that feeling of reverence. And that's what you want to have for yourself. And then you just seal it up, you know, and it's ready when you have a stressful day and you're feeling achy and you need to change your whole vibration. You need to calm down, detox, relieve stress, and just be good to yourself. Because you know what? It took me how many months? I just did this. Was it 3 nights ago? I've been in pain for months, but I'm always so busy doing so much. Why was it so hard to take 15, 30 minutes out? And I ended up staying in there for 30 minutes, but I finally did it for myself. And I'm like, why is this so difficult? Why can't I slow down enough or manage my time? I do a lot to help other people and kitty cats. As you know, if you watch this channel or you study dance with me, you know all about the stray cat saga that I've got, how many cats have I've been helping for decades. So finally got one of them to the vet today with the help of the trappers. Anyway, she's going to have her meds tomorrow. But why is it so hard to take some time out for yourself? So the only way that you can do this is to prepare. Have this ready and say, and you could put it on the calendar. Back when I was a performer, I was doing this all the time. And then when I stopped performing and I was, in a lot of pain, I was better at self-care because I was in the habit of taking baths every single week before my show. So I would take baths every full moon and new moon. And then I would do my visualizations and my letting go. So you could create a time to do your bath ritual. If you want to manifest more love in your life, then you would do it during the new moon. If you want to let go and detox more, the full moon is good for that. But any time is good. Any time is good. Have it ready, okay? So who has any questions from my viewing audience? Does anyone have a question from my Zoom viewing audience? Luz, Amy, the two Amy's, Jana, Zoe, anybody have a question? You good? You have a question, Amy? I think she looks like she's going to unmute herself. Amy Hannah. No, okay. All right. If you're in the replay, all you have to do, if Janice says, okay, let me just read the chat. Janice says, no question. But I wish I could smell what you're smelling right now. Yeah, it smells amazing. It smells incredible. Incredible. Oh, by the way, when you have your ritual bath, you want to have a special drink. So I made I got whipped cream and chocolate on my dandelion tea or dandelion coffee. So it's roasted dandelion root, and I put some whipped cream and chocolate. Yeah. Mm. And you want to light a candle if you have time. Maybe have a piece of chocolate. So, all right. So the next thing that we're going to make that you want to have handy for after your bath, every time you take a bath, okay? Or shower, because your body has to be freshly washed and receptive to the oils. I don't use lotion on my skin except on a rare occasion because lotion dries out your skin. Somebody that worked in the cosmetic industry told me this, and then I did do some research later. And then I stopped using lotion because I used to have extremely dry skin, extremely dry to the point it would crack and bleed on a regular basis in the winter, every winter. I was just like, you put my hands up, it's like the stigmata. I mean, I was all cracked and bleeding because my skin was so dry. I put more lotion on, it would get worse. Lotion makes you addicted to lotion. It's part of the cosmetic industry. Keep your customer. It temporarily relieves dry skin. But it doesn't help it, and a lot of lotion kills the microbiome, which you need. But if you use natural edible oils, that's what your skin craves. Once I switched to natural oils, now I'm doing different oils tonight because they have a purpose, but any natural oil that you can eat and that you like the smell of, you can put it on your body. All right? And that also goes for what we're making tonight. I'm going to tell you what I'm using lately for my ritual oil. And it's a ritual because of the ingredients I put in it. 2 of the ingredients affect how I feel throughout the day because of the vibration. All right? And, the third ingredient is for my skin, to prevent wrinkles, to help heal my skin and to minimize wrinkles. It's really, really, really good. Really, really works. Really works. So for that, I use this type of castor oil, all right, meaning organic, in a dark glass bottle, okay? If you can get one in a dark glass bottle, you should get one at least in a glass bottle, all right? It must be cold pressed, chemical free, hexane free. So, see where it says hexane free? You cannot have a medicinal, healthy thing for you if it's full of pesticides and chemicals. All right? The other problem, all right, if you're buying this and it's stored in a warehouse for a year or something before, and then it's, or a certain amount of time, and it makes its way out to you, and you're storing it in your bathroom as you make it, you do not want castor oil stored in plastic. All right, because the nature of let me just show you the other ingredients. I'll talk about the castor oil. Grapeseed oil. It could be in plastic, it doesn't matter. It could be a cheap grapeseed oil. This is a cheap one. So I spent a lot of money on the castor, and I went cheap on the grapeseed because I'm not eating this. I'm putting it on my body. So the flavor doesn't matter, all right? Okay. Frankincense is the main ingredient. Frankincense oil. So you can buy a cheaper brand or a really expensive one. This one's over $100 wholesale. This one I think was like, I got it on sale for 15 or 20 bucks at Whole Foods. So it just depends. Like, definitely use this one for the bath salts because it's going to go down the drain. But if you want something really special for your body that you might also put on your face, it's going to go inside your skin for a while. I tend to splurge when it comes to that because I rely on my frankincense, especially as an empath, especially as a psychic, especially as a dance teacher, because I take on other people's energy. You're all like my kids, and I worry about you. So this helps me to feel strong and to not, it's like from a tree, it's just strong, So it helps you feel upright and, reaching to the sky. It's that kind of energy. And the next ingredient that I use a lot of, and you could use a little, or, you could use geranium or rose geranium. They're both geranium, right? They both will heal the skin, but the rose geranium smells better. I couldn't find it in the store. So I bought this one. I have to order the Young Living one, but I didn't come in the mail yet. So, and then if you want, because rose is really good for the skin, right? Now, you may want to make 2 separate body oils, depending what kind of perfume you wear. So I tend not to wear floral. I wear like woodsy, I wear a lot of resins like amber, frankincense. I smell like incense. So I would make the rose one a little separate, like when I need the vibration of love, okay? So this would be like a special one that I make to have the vibration of love, all right? And that's it. Now, you can add a crystal like we did to activate. By the way, when we made this one, we have that crystal in there. And when you work with crystals, we have this beautiful crystal. Just take another look. And we're going to do smell-o-vision. Oh my God, that smells so good. And it's just there waiting for you. But when you work with crystals, you can work with setting intentions. They're part of the mineral kingdom, right? And they have an intelligence that they can pick up from you. They can pick up your intentions. Plus, they just kind of do their work. This is a crystal that emanates love and is nurturing to you. It's going to imbue that into the bath, to the bath salts. And the same thing can happen with quartz. but in a different capacity, because quartz makes everything more efficient. So my last ingredient would be quartz crystal. And I just got these on a string, right? They just came in the mail for the workshop. So I'll just break one off. And I can keep this in my jar, in my bottle. I can keep this in my bottle the whole time. I never have to take it out. All right? Because now, we talked about glass versus plastic. Well, if you don't have a nice little glass bottle like this, I luckily received a serum from a friend, like a rose serum as a gift. So I just washed this out and dried it out thoroughly so I could have it for this. But up until I received this gift and had the glass bottle, since I'll go through this in about a month, because I'll use it every time I take a bath or shower, mostly a shower. I go through this pretty fast, like in less than a month. So it's not, too long of a time where it's leaching the plastic, because castor oil, glass is always preferable. All right? But castor oil has a drawing power. It draws things. And it also puts things deep into your skin, like deep into your skin. So when I would make my beauty formulas for the face, I always put some castor oil in, because I know that it would make all the other ingredients work better, and it would go deeper into this. It goes deep down. Castor oil is also a really incredible miracle oil. Okay? I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to pour some on my hand. All right? It's extremely thick. Sorry. It's so thick. Hey, kitty, what's going on? Look at that. It's like honey. It's kind of like honey. All right. So, we'll put some in here. Oh, it's dripping. Like I already had some in here. I already started. See how that is? All right. So when you're putting it on a dry hand, it just feels like an oil slick. All right? It's not going to go in. It's going to take a long time to go and absorb into your skin. That's also why you want to do it when your body is just towel dried. When your body has been soaking in a hot shower and your pores are open and you're towel dry. And right away, within a couple minutes, put on this mixture that we're going to make. Okay? But even though this is really thick, it's non-comedogenic. It will not clog your pores. It's completely non-comedogenic. Okay? So if you are prone to acne, do not worry. Because it's amazing. And it's also anti-inflammatory, right? And they say, now I only started using heavy amounts of castor oil lately. I've always used it, almost always for, we'll say a decade. I haven't used it entirely for all the 25 years, but I've used it when I found out it penetrates deep and it brings the effectiveness of all the other oils deep in. So like if you're using these expensive, essential oils, particularly if you're buying a really good brand, you want something that's going to make that more effective. So I've been using that. But lately, because I found out all these amazing things about castor oil, I'm just, wow, it takes out toxins, they say. So anything that's toxic, it's not meant to be there. Like, there's all these people on YouTube. Now, I haven't had this experience. I haven't had a wart to try this out on, but people put it on the wart, cover with a Band-Aid or whatever, and it's gone in days. Works better than the medication. They say it works for brown spots, so I've been using it a lot on my skin because I hate the brown spots. And it seems like they're fading, but not as much as I'd like them to. Right? So, and skin tags, which I don't have, so I can't experiment on myself. But the one thing I did notice, big time, is when you put this on your body, particularly your liver area, it really helps you sleep deep, especially that morning sleep from 4 in the morning till 7 in the morning. You get a really good straight sleep, and it's because it detoxes and it allows you to sleep. Also, if you put it in your belly button, if near your belly button, and you're not used to using this, um, don't do it on a day where you have to go out early the next day, because it is a detox, meaning it will help you be I'm not supposed to, it will help. It's a detox. So things start working. You know what I'm saying, ladies? You could ask me in the comments because I have to watch what I say on YouTube. Because this is more like a beauty ritual instead of medical advice. But you have to be aware that it's an oil that's actually very strong. And if you're trying to have a baby or pregnant, you're not supposed to use castor oil. Because people take this internally to induce motion inside the body. And even though we're using it topically, it does get inside you. I know it from how it helps me sleep. It's a big difference when I use this, or how it helps me in the morning. Let's just put it that way, in the morning after my coffee. I don't want to say too much because, I want to focus on beauty right now. And it is powerful, even though you're putting it on your skin, right? So it's extremely emollient, right? We saw, so it helps with wrinkles. They call this liquid Botox, right? Because a lot of people's wrinkles disappear and a lot of people's skin becomes firmer. I was already using our next ingredient to firm up my skin, so I haven't noticed that my skin is firmer, my neck, because I'm using something that's very powerful for firming, which is the grapeseed oil. But my friend was using just castor oil on her neck, and she transformed her neck. She just turned 70 yesterday for her birthday. So we had a birthday celebration, Valentine's. So she's telling everyone how good it is, and I noticed a huge difference on my friend. But I always use this in my previous body oils, the grapeseed oil. It's really good for fighting wrinkles, but it's also has the way it fights wrinkles is it tightens and firms up your skin. Grapeseed oil has natural tannins, which, they would use that in the tanning process for hides, from the skin of animals to make, clothing, or to, drums or teepees. You can use grapeseed oil in the tanning process if you want. So it actually tightens the animal skin. It also tightens your skin, right? And it's thinner. See how we can kind of just see how it flows in the bottle? It's not super thick like the castor oil. All right. So I'm going to put my little crystal in, and I'm going to put my grapeseed oil. Now, I decided to do half and half. Some people may not like the thickness of the castor oil and may decide to do like 10% castor oil just to get the benefits of the castor oil. You know, as far as penetrating deep, I like the benefits of both. I want my skin tight from the grapeseed oil. It has a lot of good effects. The skin loves it. I also love the castor oil. So I do equal amounts. That's just up to you. You can even use a completely different oil, right? This is just what I like to use for my carrier oils, for my essential oils, because you cannot put essential oils directly on your skin. They will burn you or irritate you, depending which oil that you're using, okay? So far we have our oils, our crystal. Now, if you have arthritis, you could just use peanut oil, because peanut oil is been used for arthritis for over 100 years, since Edgar Cayce channeled that as a cure to treat arthritis. And that's how I started using oils. I started with peanut oil because of my arthritis, all my injuries and things. So, I mean, you could use olive oil because you might like olive oil. I hear some of the celebrities just use olive oil on their skin. It's just really whatever you want. Olive oil is antibacterial, which is nice. So that would also, in some ways, combat if you're very active. But on the other hand, olive oil degrades fast. It goes rancid fast. So if you're super active and it's hot out, you could smell rancid. You know what I mean? Whereas this won't change. But if you're kind of in the house and you want to give yourself an olive oil treatment, you could do that. There's so many wonderful oils. The main thing that we want to have is the vibration of this ancient essential oil, frankincense. So, by the way, in the next video, we're going to use frankincense resin. We're going to do all aromatherapy. We're going to do a spray, and we're going to do a ritual with the frankincense, all right? That I started doing about 30 years ago. It really helps. 30 some years ago. Really helps. I'll show you how to do it. It has to be done kind of outside, but in the summer, because you have to tent up. But I'll explain how to do it, or you could do it in the bathtub, someplace safe, because we'll be burning the resin on charcoal. All right. So that's what we're going to see next week. All right. So how much frankincense to use? Remember, it's vibrational, and it's also the scent that you like. But you don't ever want to put too much because it can irritate the skin. So if a bottle like this, my skin can tolerate, like if I'm making a face formula, my skin can easily tolerate like 30 drops of essential oil. So if I was going to use this on face and body, I'd like more of the ingredient, because I want to target my wrinkles. And frankincense is also good for the face, but we'll do face oil separately another time. We'll do a whole I do 22 different oils for my face formulas, and I'll teach you about that in depth. But this is my body oil. I'm doing this for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, because I'm into the number 11, the angel number. And that's why I'm doing 11. Because it is a nice number. And because I mostly wear woodsy things, you know, like resins and stuff like that. Or sometimes I smell like vanilla on a rare occasion. I'm just going to do 1 drop of the rose. Oh, come on. Come on out. Come on. It does not want to come out. I got plenty in there. All right. There it is. It's going to come now. It's like so. It like doesn't want to come out. Okay, 1 drop. And because I want my skin to heal, like if I cut it, because I tend to be klutzy, and also just to de-wrinkle it, I put a lot of geranium. So I'll do 11 of those, right? It could be geranium or rose geranium. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's it. You just make it according to according to what feels good for you. And it's going to work no matter what. I can attest the days I have frankincense on me and the days I don't, there's a difference. And I'm so superstitious I can't be without. I mean, you know, I have some lazy days, but frankincense really has an effect on me. Rose has an effect on me. Now, if you don't have a glass bottle, you know, what I was using before, I just took I save all my bottles. You know, if I buy something, I reuse before I recycle. So I have this nice, which I like. See how the lid is? That works really well when you're trying to put oil on really fast after your shower because you got to run out the door, that kind of thing. But, you know, a lot of us have these vitamin bottles. They work well for the bath salt. You know, it's a little small for the bath salt. And so you can do that. Yeah, so when you put the oil on, you take your bath, take your ritual bath, and then you towel dry and put your oils on. And while you were taking that bath and while you're putting this on, you're going to think of your intentions for that day or that evening before you go to bed. You want to put them into your subconscious. All right? The main thing is some type of loving intention to bring love or more softness or more flow into your life. Right? So since this is a psychic channel, I got a new deck, the Self-Love Oracle. Yeah. And I'm going to shuffle the cards, right? And I'm going to pull a message for our collective here with the 2 Amy's, Amy, Luz, Zoe, Jana, and Rachel. Yeah, I'm so happy you're all here. And that these are really pretty, like photo and illustrations, like kind of a mix of the two, kind of collagey. And I showed this in my live video on Valentine's Day. I showed the book that goes with it. There's a really nice book, beautiful artwork. Yeah. So we're going to ask for a message. Okay. Ooh! Oh my God! Look what I got! Ritual! Honoring cycles! So cool! We're talking about rituals and we got the ritual card. Oh my goodness. All right, let me go read. we're honoring these cycles. I talked about you could do it new moon, full moon, depending on what your intention is to bring to plant a seed is the new moon, to let go and purge is the full moon. All right, let me just show you how pretty this card is. I just took a look at it with my glasses and I'm like, wow, that is so, try to get the light out of it. Here we go. No more. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous card. Wow. That's why I bought them. Some of the images were so, and it's number 4, which is a very grounded number. It's about laying a foundation for something. Whenever you see the number 4, or if you're going for a number 4 year, I did those readings, those videos on what is your personal year. And I know everybody that signed on to this video, I already told all of you, right? Everyone here. Maybe not Zoe. I don't know. Zoe, I may not have told her personal year. But I have 10 of those videos up if you want to look them up in my Divine Design and Intuition playlist. All right, so Akal Pritam says that this ritual honoring cycles card is all about creating healthy habits via new rituals. It's exactly what we're talking about tonight. Isn't Spirit amazing? It's just amazing. It says, you came to Earth to connect with her rich and creative tapestry of life and weave your colors through it. This card comes as guidance that you would benefit now with some grounding practices and alignment with nature's cycles so that you can embody your highest potential. Wow. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to embody our highest potential. When you connect to Earth and its cycles and rhythms, meaning new and full moon, is one of them. You're connecting to the gift of change, which serves your expansion. The crystalline grid of Earth, the song lines, the elements, the moon cycles, the solstices, and the seasons hold the power of evolutionary change. Each solstice and equinox offers huge potential shifts in awareness, release from the past, deep healing, and energy activation. The less frequent solar and lunar eclipses offer exponential opportunity for evolution. The planets that transit Earth circulate energy through this time space to stretch and shape every individual's reactions and responses to life. Understanding these cycles in relation to your natal chart, that would be nice to see the aspects to your natal chart. You could watch some of the really good astrology channels. So anyway, understanding these cycles in relation to your natal chart offers great insights for opening and healing the chakras. Or you could take belly dance class with me, like all of you. Here, all of you present in this Zoom. The seasons create a cycle starting with birth at spring to summer celebration, autumn letting go, and death in winter. Opportunities to grow, shed, rebirth, to accept and enjoy the temporary nature of life are infinitely offered. Yeah, so it's isn't that interesting? We got confirmation from the universe with this card. It says there's a practice that they suggest to bless your whole self before you go to bed. Ensure that you're asleep between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., that's a special time to be sleeping. And rise with enough time to practice the following before the sun rises. Oh, you have to get up early. Bless your whole self upon waking. Using organic sweet oil, give yourself a full face and body massage. Take a cold shower, releasing your inner heat by rubbing the body vigorously under the cold water. Dress and dry with self-reverence. Yes, with reverence. By candlelight, chant a meditation that fills your heart with gratitude for life itself. Try this for 40 consecutive days to improve your whole life. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know if you have any questions. Oh, Janice says perfect. Oh, and Zoe says that my mom used to give the castor oil dust. To help things along. Yeah, Zoe. I've never had it like that. I had something else. What would I forget. It's some type of other oil, but not castor oil. So, does anybody have any questions? Any comments, anybody? Did you enjoy tonight? Thumbs up, says Liz. Oh, yeah, come and you can talk. You can all talk now if you want.
I have a quick question, Najia.
Yeah,
Going back to the bath salts with the crystal, with the stone on top,
yeah,
do you also put the stone into the bath?
I do. So
Okay.
you could put it inside the bath, or you can put it out on the ledge of the bathtub and stare at it, because I kind of do that a lot. I mean, rose quartz is safe to put in the tub. Some crystals like pinks, like some people might use selenite, but it will dissolve. Moonstones are not like, I love moonstones, but you're not supposed to really get them too wet because eventually they'll fall away from the jewelry will fall away. But they're great. Yeah, I'll take baths. I actually take baths with crystals, you know, because if I'm doing a ritual bath, I'll even take, I'm so crazy, I'll even take a bath with my jewelry on, just like a divine feminine bath. And, and then I have all the flower petals floating on the top. And here we have the rose petals. Yeah, I've done that before. Like I have all my belly dance jewelry. I even had like one of my belly dance belts that I was kind of older and I wasn't worried if anything happened to it. And if I had a man, imagine how sexy that is to be taking a bath in your in your belly dance attire, like your belly dance jewelry, and you just get up out of the tub. It's so sensual. It really helps nurture that divine feminine. Does anybody else have any comments or questions? I know some of you are a little shy about being on camera. Because if you ask a question, you might show up. You could ask a question and just turn the camera off. Does anybody else have any questions before I end? Oh my God, you're all so quiet tonight. Well, so next time, the only tools you need like a little spray bottle, which I had out here somewhere. Mm. Oh, you can also, by the way, you could have a little plate. I have my big bag of chocolate. You could have a little plate. You could have like a little plate of chocolate next to your plate of crystals. And then you could sip your tea. Like you have to make it a ritual. You have to make it like very nurturing and loving to yourself. Yeah, I get the impression a lot of women that I'm encountering in life need self-care and to love themselves more, you know, in various ways, for various reasons, so many different varied reasons. People watching the channel, people in my comments, my belly dance students, y'all, I know your lives. I know your personal lives, my students. Oh, thank you for the heart, Jana. Yeah. I wish we had this in person in a way, but you'll have to let me know when you try it out. So if you show up next week for the next one, let me know if you made, bring your, if you made this, you don't need all the ingredients. You need to just start and get off the lotion. But it's not good for you. All right, I have to go. I realized my bell didn't work in the beginning because now I know what is going on with my audio. All right, take care. Happy Valentine's weekend.
Thank you so much, Najia. Everything was beautiful.
Oh, my pleasure. My
Here.
pleasure.
I'm very blessed to be here.
Oh, thank you, Luz.
Yeah, I will be on Sunday too, because that's the second one.
Yeah, next Sunday.
Okay.
Next Sunday, same time.
Okay. Good
Hi,
night.
Jana. Good night.
You.
Good night.
And Amy, I'm so glad to see you. And Zoe, so good to see you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.